Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Fisticuffs. I am your host here tonight. Sins alongside over here on my right is Cobalt. Nice to see you today, Cobalt. You look very nice in that bird head. And tonight is a very awesome night, a very exciting night. We have a lot of good matches for first round contest for the Fisticuffs as we make it to one of the final stretches to the NHBL finals. Very exciting time, Cobalt, and it's very exciting matches tonight. One of the matches I like to bring up in the first round contest is going to be Dell against Smug Business. Of course, everyone wants to say that, oh, Dell's the first woman to be in the tournament. Well, that's all fine and dandy, but let's take that whole thing aside and let's just wager it from how the boxers are. From Dell and Smug Business, they're both, I think, equally talented boxers. How do you see this one playing out?
Well, I personally haven't seen either of them box, of course, sadly. However, if you say that they're equally I actually just bit my tongue there. If you say that they're about equal in skill, I'm gonna say I agree with you there that they're equal in skill, and they'll probably be a stalemate.
Yeah, I think if anything, Dell is still a newer boxer, but she has definitely improved. And another boxer who has improved recently, even though he's been here for quite a while, I'm talking about Raid Baron. He's been on a roll lately. Haven't made his stride just yet, but he has been doing a lot better this season. However, he's going up a man against Bagel. Now, if this was a match a couple months ago, I probably would have said Bagel would probably have a clean sweep. However, Bagel is on a little bit of a slide recently, has been boxing to his correct standards as of late. So this is actually a little bit more of an even contest. I know you have seen Raid Baron and Bagel both compete before. This match is shaping up to be a good one. How do you see that match going out?
Well, now that you mention it, it might actually intimidate Bagel fact that Raid Baron's been doing so well, and it might give him that psychological effect of, hyping yourself up like, oh, I'm going to lose this, I'm not going to do well, because your opponent has, one, been doing better, and two, you have been doing poor. But then again, maybe he has the mental fortitude, I think is the term, the mental fortitude to keep it together, and of course take the title. Fucking hell.
Yeah, I got you there. And then the one of the later matches in the first round that we're going to talk about is Spartan and Dos Caras. Now, before, we all know how Spartan is. He's a great boxer. Dos Caras, he's also, I think, kind of with Raid Baron, this is one of his better seasons, even though he's been doing this for quite a while. This is a lot of opportunity for some of these boxers that are veterans in the league, and no one more of an opportunity for than Dos Caras. I believe this is his tournament for the taking if he can grab it. But his first match is against Spartan. It's a tough component, don't you think, Cobalt?
I definitely agree. Spot, and I've seen Spot and box, one of my favorite boxes of the league personally. And yeah, he definitely puts up a tough fight with everyone he gives. Usually rather aggressive kind of fighter guy. But you know what? I think Dos Caras, I've seen him fight as well, as mentioned before, and I think he definitely has a good chance to take it if he keeps it together.
And it's going to be a great one. Like we mentioned, Punchy Boyo and Big Boy Lethal, they're both still trying to get a good foot into this season. Big Boy Lethal, his first tournament, and it'll be a memorable one for him as they're going to do the warm-ups. Cobalt, you've seen Big Boy Lethal fight, correct?
Big Boy, I sadly have not actually. He was one of the few people I haven't seen fight yet.
Well, you and a lot of other viewers are going to be seeing a lot of Big Boy Lethal. He is a very outstanding boxer. As we wait for the warm ups, we're still waiting for them to warm up. They're a little slow, but yeah. So yeah, Big Boy Lethal is a great competitor in his own right. Punchy Boyo is still newer, but he's done pretty good. If we're checking their warm ups, and if you're looking into the warm ups, Cobalt, they're gotta look like a pretty even showdown so far, but that can all change in the when the boxing starts going. What do you think?
Oh, definitely, I agree there. I find that practice are usually not any indication of who's going to win the match, as I've seen plenty of practices go 3-0 and then someone else takes it 3-0 in the game. It's. However, it definitely does sometimes show that someone might have the upper hand, so I'm definitely currently vote whoever wins the practice round. Because again, both wild cards for myself.
Yeah, these two are definitely wild cards in their own right. Probably not the favorites to go into this tournament, but hey, anyone can grab that victory and make it their own. And really, both these boxers, I mean, They both can definitely win the tournament if they're both capable of. But Big Boy Lethal, a late addition into the tournament, and as we've seen before, some late additions or some backups into the tournament might not always fare well. They might not be so prepared. What do you think about that, Cobalt, real quick?
Being a form of essentially like a spot in for someone who had not shown up, I definitely find that people kind of come prepared almost. Not that they can't take the fight. I've seen plenty of people who switch in and take the fight. However, it's definitely someone who came prepared for this fight tonight, as opposed to offhandedly getting called in. I think that would definitely put him at a disadvantage.
Right. Ridge pulling his weight in this tournament as well. Thank you, Ridge. And now we're going to go on with the first match of the night. It's always imperative to see how the first match goes, Mike Gage. The rest of the matches right now, they're a little bit at a stale steel, but now Punchy Boyo is on the defensive now as Big Boy Lethal goes right at him, and Punchy Boyo tries to corner Big Boy Lethal, but it did not work out as Big Boy Lethal did the good old Gator roll and gets out of dodge and goes up 1-0 at this best out of 3. So, Cobalt, what did you see in that match that was imperative to Big Boy Lethal's victory?
I saw a lot of aggression on both sides. Both of them very much dived into the action right away, as most, plenty of older fighters try to take a little bit of a more passive strategy, but they were definitely going in, as one might describe, balls deep. And, of course, it kind of ended up showing that they missed punches a lot. However, they traded punches very often, and Big Boy, of course, landed more. Therefore, he won the fight. I think he did very excellent that night.
Alright, matchup here. Big Boy Lethal can get the victory over Punchy Boyo. But Punchy Boyo is getting a little bit on the defensive, a little bit back to his corner. Big Boy Lethal looks like he wants to strike, but a little bit of tentative at the get-go. Big Boy Lethal's hoping to meet Punchy Boyo near the ring, and Punchy Boyo kind of gets him off guard. They're at even punches. But Punchy Boyo misses that one punch, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Punchy Boyo gets back on that one. And now it's a tied game, Cobalt. That was called entertaining boxing right there.
I absolutely agree with you there. Punchy Boyo showing again that he likes to play very aggressive, and I think that played into his advantages, as both of them ran in and couldn't quite land the punches, but he made sure to keep his target up.
And at the sound of the bell, they will be getting Punchy Boyo going right after Big Boy Lethal. Big Boy Lethal cut off bump by guard, it looks like, and that's going to work in Punchy Boyo's favor. Holy cow! Punchy Boyo with the aggression early on, Cobalt, and it led him to...
going to beat your ass.
I believe that's a threat. Already, as I was saying, like I said before, that was definitely his aggression showing. He just didn't give him a chance to even get prepared to fight, and he just ran right into his corner and owned it like it was his. That was a definite display of domination, and I'm all for Punchy Boyo right now. I think that your big boy over there might be taking the L.
He did take the L on that one. It was best out of 3, and Punchy Boyo came back and won that in a dramatic fashion. And Punchy Boyo is going to advance the ring, and really he should get out of the ring. And next matchup, see Spogo, you gotta be like forceful. Anyways, up next is a nice match between Zenith and Stanvich. Now, people might not recognize Zenith. It's actually Mr. Dr. Professor Patrick. He's going a little bit of a change here. He's going to try to change things up a bit. Hasn't been going well for him recently. However, Zenith has been practicing recently, and from what I've seen, he's been doing wonders going up against a newcomer, Stanvich. And as they get ready for warm-ups, as they are going to dance around the ring. But yeah, to make note, there's crouching allowed in this match. Cobalt, a lot of these boxers are so used to not crouching. Are they going to use that in their advantage, especially in this match?
I'm not quite sure. It depends on how many people have, in this match, of course, used crouching in their boxing. As many people know, it's a hit scan kind of weapon, and therefore when they swing and you crouch, you'll miss. That's just how hit scan works. So you can possibly dodge a good many punches or something, assuming that they aim for your chest or head level.
Right. And I just remember, because Zenith, or Patrick, when he was with my boxing group SSBL, we allowed crouching, and not him necessarily, but a lot of our boxers use crouching, like how the way you described, Cobalt, of how they like to dodge punches and all that stuff. So maybe Patrick or Zenith can really bring in that former SSBL mentality, I guess, and maybe use it to his advantage. But yeah, between these two boxers, though, you got Zenith, who's been doing this for a long time, and Stanvich, who we haven't seen box yet. How do you see this one playing out?
Well, I've seen Dr. Professor Patrick, or Zenith, as we're now referring to him as. boxed before, and he, like I said, I personally Stanvich, as you said, I literally have no idea. Jojo Joestar over there, I couldn't really say anything. He's a very much a wild card for myself. However, I'm excited to see Zenith fight again. So I'm hoping that he's going to take it in with his experience, as opposed to just being fresh meat and being new and getting it lucky.
Right. Yeah, I agree with you on that one. Zenith with the veteran background. But hey, Stanvich, he's putting up his own in the warm-up, so it's going to be a nice match regardless, and something that I think Zenith can use as a way to bring him back up into the season. It's been kind of down for him recently in terms of boxing, but he's been practicing a lot, and he's shown former pride of himself back in the day.
Fight to the death.
All right, Zenith in the red, Stanvich in the blue, as Stanvich is going right after Zenith, and Zenith Stanvich actually dodged 2 of his punches. Stanvich dodged 2 of Zenith's punches. That is so crucial to winning that match.
Coming for you!
That was an absolute show of aggression, and it's kind of almost a tricky thing. Boxers is that instead of using strategies, they use their muscly young bodies to just rush in there and quickly beat down, as opposed to dodging punches and trying to bait people, taking damage. It's very much an aggression.
These boxers are ready to go. Stanvich going right on the aggression against Zenith. It worked last time, and Stanvich not dodging those punches that well that time. I think Zenith was starting to hold it in that one, and now it's a tied game, second straight match that we're going into a tiebreaker. And yet Zenith wasn't missing those punches that time, Cobalt. What'd you see?
Well, I say it wasn't missing punches last game. There was definitely the 2 that he missed that really screwed him over. However, I think it was just the aggression he couldn't handle, and now he's switched strategy to be very much the style of Stanvich, using the power of the stand of Sandwich, of course. So he summoned the power himself and, beat the shit out of him.
Even Spogo's so excited for this match, gosh darn it. And now they're going to meet at the middle of the ring, and that aggression is going to continue on to the tiebreaker. Zenith missing that one hit. No, Stanvich missed that one hit. Now Zenith is on the aggression, and he wins it. And he moves on to the next round. That match was full of dodges and full of missed punches and full of missed opportunities, especially for Stanvich. But Stanvich with a good showing, Cobalt. What do you think we'll see more of him in the future?
I'm hoping so myself. That was definitely, I want to say, one of the aggressive fighters I've ever seen. Very much going in and not trying to bait out punches and then trade them in just for overwhelming your opponent with sheer brute force. It's a very effective strategy, especially if someone gets overwhelmed because they're used to a much more passive fighter. So I think he definitely, plenty of people I think are passive fighters, he'd do really well against. So I'm hoping he sticks around the league. And for the record here, Spogo, your statement that JoJo is a bad anime is blasphemy, and there is several laws in Canada that will get you shot for talking shit about JoJo. Do not quote me on that.
I will fight you if you keep this up. Focus on your job.
You want to, maybe, perhaps we should have a boxing match.
Ladies, you're both beautiful. You're both beautiful. Let's break this up as warm-up start between Dell and Mr. Dizzy. So Mr. Dizzy, he's been pretty good in the European Fight Night League. Dell as well has been very good in Fight Nights and just in boxing in general. She's really improved. Cobalt, in this one, I'm expecting, like you've been alluding to tonight, a very aggressive match, and that's what we're going to look at, I think. But what else are you going to see in this match that might make it a very entertaining matchup?
I'd like to see, aggression is always an interesting fighting is. It's a very, very fast-paced and requires a lot of focus. However, I'd like to see more different strategies being used as opposed to just aggression, because there's more than just aggression that works. So, if you can bait out punches to the aggressive person and just go back in and get the free swing, you can just trade punches from there and not have to worry about it, and you basically win the match. So I'm hoping that there's a bit of more strategy with these two as opposed to blitzkrieging in and beating the shit out of someone.
Well, Dizzy is very aggressive, as we all know from European Fight Nights and from other boxing events. Dell is a little bit more of the dodgy, strategetic kind. But yeah, it's going to be a clash of fighting styles, but Dell likes to dish out some punishment as well. She is turning out to be a really good boxer. I met her a couple months ago when she was first starting out, and how she's improved has been astronomical, and I credit that to Fight Night, of course. But a lot of boxers have improved this season, but can't take anything away from Dell. Mr. Dizzy, he's a newer boxer here. This is his first real season that he's really getting into this, and he's shown really well, so it'll be interesting. And the bell is now rung, and now Dell is using her quick feet and going up against Dizzy, and it hits him first. And now Dizzy's going right back at him to Dell, and Mr. Dizzy and that evil laugh will get anyone very, very angry. So,
Fear me!
Cobalt, you see, like we mentioned before, Dizzy and his aggression, but it was actually Dell coming out with the first swing there. What did you think of that match?
I definitely think that was. Again, I hate to break it to you, but I keep biting my tongue. I can't explain to you why. Perhaps because I'm 300 pounds over. Anyway, Dizzy definitely was baiting out some punches there, I'm not going to lie, for Dell. And I think Dell did get the first one in, but I think she let her get her aggression a little better over there.
Dizzy is going all yeah today, and he's going to be in the middle of the ring, a little bit of intimidating as Dell is puzzled, to say the least, but she's going to be in the red corner there, and Dizzy's look like he's going to go for aggression, and he baits Dell into that, and Dell can't recover, and Dizzy's going to make off with the victory.
Play and spray!
I can't tell if that's Warrior or Waluigi. Either way, Dizzy's going to go off with the victory.
Yeah!
And Cobalt, that strategy that Dizzy did to bait in Dell for that attack and that win, flawless, Cobalt. What did you think?
I would definitely agree. Dizzy was very much using strategy, which was what I was hoping for. So he did not disappoint. And for the record there, that was more definitely a Waluigi, or Wario as opposed to a Waluigi, as Waluigi has a lot more, essentially, almost stringed out A's as opposed to grunts. It's a more grunty voice is definitely a Wario voice. This is completely off topic. I just wanted to make sure you get your Mario facts correct.
Okay, everyone, please go to your local libraries as Defining Wario and Waluigi, written by Cobalt, is in stores now. We're going to go up to the next contest here. And on Amazon and Kindle as well. Wait, they're the same thing. Either way, we're going to go to the next match, which is Meat Puncher and Gilga, and it looks, and yeah, there's Gilga. So we have Meat Puncher, also known as Crew Mask, in the red corner, and in the blue corner is Gilga. These are both boxers, came up around the same time. These boxers should know each other pretty well. They boxed before, I believe. So it's going to be a good match between these two as they're going to start their warm-ups. Cobalt, what did you think of these two guys? These guys are, I think they're both from Europe, I believe, and so they've seen each other quite a few times. Do you think that familiarity might work in their advantages in this one?
Well, it's definitely good to know your opponent, especially if that's a form of like knowing their kind of sets and what kind of fighting styles they like to use. So if it's in that sort of sense, I mean, of course, I think it. Crew Mask, I think eating raw meat won't heal your bones. Yes, as I was saying, though, I think they know some form of combat that they know from each other. Of course, say Crew Mask knows that the other guy is a bit more aggressive and can play more passively and bait out punches. I think that'll definitely, unfavor Gilga. However, who knows? Maybe they don't know each other's fighting and they're just good friends and close lovers. Anyway, let's get the fight on here.
Maybe they drink tea on the weekends. Who knows?
I don't think that's British. That's not EU.
Well, no, but hey, listen, anyone from any country, from any place in the world can drink tea on the weekends, Cobalt. How dare you discriminate? But anyways, I don't like tea anyways.
I will
It's a
discriminate.
disgusting thing. Anyways, so second round of the warm-ups, and as we're seeing here, they are pretty good fighting styles, pretty equal. They just like to fight each other. That's a nice little relationship they got going on, Cobalt. But yeah, they're both pretty equal. It's hard to say who's going to come out in this one, but that's why I'm going to give you the hard-hitting questions. Who do you think is going to get the advantage in this one, just by judging the warm-up?
Like I said before, it's not really good to judge warm-ups out of fighting alone. There's no guarantee that they're putting their all in and they're not just using strategies that they normally use, or perhaps they're not really trying, as we've had plenty of people sit in corners and spam yes and hello and stuff like that. However, currently, Crew Mask, hang on here, Crew Mask getting taken out there. Gilga definitely should put up a good show, so I'm not quite sure now. I was about to say that Crew Mask have been doing pretty well, but maybe I'll be proven wrong.
Okay, Crew Mask saying he's from Alaska. I don't buy that for a minute, you Francie. Anyways, so they're gonna go up into the red corner as Gilga gets out that first punch, but then Gilga is shaking his head no. That's an interesting one. We're going to see what's going to happen from that. It looks like Gilga gave up, or is it maybe a dispute? Maybe. Okay, so Gilga is probably going to dispute. We're gonna wait for the final. We're gonna wait to see if he is. You don't think he is. He's in the ring. He says you just want to keep going. All right. So they're both dealing with ping issues. Sorry, Cobalt, I couldn't get anything in for you. All right. So Gilga is dealing with a little bit of that ping issue, but Crew Mask has that same ping issues there, and it looks like Gilga's just gonna play it out safe in the corner. Come out a little bit there. Look like Gilga's on the defensive. Crew Mask is in the middle of the ring, and Gilga's going to miss that hit, and now Crew Mask is going to get right back into it, but they're both missing their hits. But Crew Mask looks like, oh, and Crew Mask missed that last hit, and Gilga was able to survive Cobalt. We mentioned about the ping earlier, and now it's in favor of Gilga. What do you think of that one?
I would think, well, there was definitely ping. There was definitely ping on that. That was the servers are definitely running on a potato this evening. However, I think that Gilga it didn't seem from my perspective that it was much ping as it was outplaying. I saw a lot of dodges that Gilga made. There was 2 dodges there, and eventually, tied up punches for Grewmask and was able to just duel it out, just trade punches over and over again until, Gilga had health left and Grewmask did not. So I think that Gilga kind of outplayed him there, ping or not.
You will start on bell. So now they're going to come out and get another tiebreaker tonight. I think that's our 3rd one of the night. And Gilga's going to do nice little turns around there, and then they're going to go meet up in the middle of the ring. Crewmask is on the aggressive, and now they both miss, and Gilga, it was one more.
Yeah, you did it.
One more punch left, and Dizzy's going to celebrate with his friend Gilga, and Gilga moves on to the next round. Gilga was a little upset that the ping wasn't in his favor in the first round of that, but he ended up winning it against Crewmask. Cobalt, that just shows you how different, how boxing can play sometimes. What do you thought of that one?
I think that's definitely just how Mafia works. However, I think that Gilga definitely had the upper hand there almost. I think his ping was essentially more stable almost, as opposed to being very high, because high stable ping, of course, is playable. It's just a bit of input delay. Where unstable ping is very fluctuating, so you get a sense of uncontrollable hit detection, and sometimes it's reliable, sometimes it's very not. And I feel that Gilga definitely had the more stable of the two, but I think in a sense, like you said there, that Gilga was definitely a wild card, did pretty good.
And we are just finishing up the first round contest, and boy, do we have a matchup for you guys. If you like dream matches, which I know a lot of us do, one of the great dream matches is Musique and Chicken. Musique is in the red, and in the blue is Chicken. And okay, so yeah, this is the warm-up round, and these two boxers like to have fun. But in all seriousness, though, you're going to see a pretty nice match. Too bad it's only out of 3 falls. But Chicken, as we know, a great boxer from the Fight Night circuit, who's made his way to the regular NHBL. And now Musique, though, has won 2 tournaments so far this season, back to back. By the way, I don't think really anyone has done that, or if they have, it's been a long, long time. So, Cobalt, between these 2 boxers, 2 great boxers in their own right, how do you think this match is going to turn out? How do you think these 2 boxers are going to stand against each other?
I personally enjoy Chicken fighting. Chicken's very... Okay, that was a very, very strategic fight they had just there. Chicken is definitely a good fighter, and Spogo, we talked about this. However, Musique I've seen him tear his way through ladders on several occasions, and win twice, like you said. So I'm definitely on Musique's side in the sense of he's got more victories overall, and he's definitely done a lot better. But Chicken could very well pull this out with a W. He's definitely capable of that.
Yeah, for sure, and it's almost something you would probably see in the finals of this tournament, as hopefully they speed up the warm-ups, because we have a long show ahead of us tonight, and a quicker tournament the better. But they aren't going to listen to me. Why would they listen to good old Sids? But anyway, so and as they're looking back at they look up at the commentators. I see you down there, you jerks. But they're going to continue their warm-ups here. But yeah, Musique definitely has the pedigree on winning this season. But like you said, Chicken can definitely pull it out. And definitely win this tournament. Yeah, I mean, Chicken's kind of relatively newer than Musique. Do you think that might have to play in anything in this tournament, Cobalt?
I'm terribly sorry. I'm absolutely amazed by Chicken's unusuals.
Yeah, they are pretty nice, though.
He has possibly the shiniest hat I've ever seen. On top of ghosts, perhaps he is a specter of himself. Perhaps that is the one reason why he will win and why I'm now voting for Chicken. He has the ability to control ghosts and therefore can become untouchable. Do not spam your trade binds in chat, you
Can I
filthy
trade
bitch.
you, please?
I will buy your usual for 8 keys, I promise you.
Spogo and the rest of us has our handfuls tonight. So Snail Wars. The Emperor Strikes Back. Yes, no, don't copyright us. So they're gonna do this. Where is one of Ridge's books that he likes to read? Oh, there they go. Oh, and Chicken's gonna break that promise. Chicken is going to break that prinky promise that they did and not do the Snail War. Chicken, that little guy. Cobalt, what did you think of that match?
I think that was absolutely excellent. For those of you at home, if you've ever watched the Star Wars prequel, Episode 3, there's a fight between Anakin and Obi-Wan Kenobi where nothing of value actually happens until the very end of the fight. That was a very good metaphoric representation of what happened there. Absolutely nothing happened until the very end of the fight where Chicken actually got off his fat ass and started punching him. Jesus Christ, maybe we all die of old age. Excellent work, Chicken.
Muzik, Chicken, and Spawn all in one place in the middle of the ring. I can only imagine that would be a cluster F of a good time, as they all like to have fun. As we continue Snail Wars Episode 2.
Whoa, look at this, whoa!
Whoa, wow, look, oh
A
wow.
knot is something tied on in a single piece of rope or line. Something that joins two ropes together is a bend.
Thank you, Ridge. And Muzik coming up with that victory there, and Chicken did not have to stand up that time. So what do you think of that one, Cobalt? Note there was so much going on in that match, you probably couldn't keep up, but what do you think of that?
I think that was definitely the best fight I've ever seen. There was so much tactics. There was so much baiting that they were baiting each other the entire time. Neither of them decided to get up and try to fight each other. They were both trying to bait out punches. It was brilliant. It's an unbreakable strategy. How can you lose if you don't hit each other? Dude, genius. I'm sorry. These guys are clearly Rick and Morty fans, so I'm not going to lie. I'm definitely excited for the third round.
That's really Chicken of you. Let's see.
In Zimbabwe, in October 2008, inflation in Zimbabwe reached 231 million %.
And Muzik comes up to victory, and it will not be winner Chicken dinner tonight as Muzik moves on to the next round. Okay. So that was a fun, riveting event to break up the tension of political turmoil in today's world. We're gonna go to the next contest, I think, and that is gonna be between Ice and Sage Will. So Ice and Sage Will, you guys met each other a couple times with NHBL Fight Night. Rage Will has a lot going for him tonight. He turned out to be a pretty good boxer against a man that is a pretty good boxer, I believe. And he also won the last tournament as well. So he has that momentum, Cobalt. How do you see this playing out?
With the momentum, I definitely think Rage will be able to beat Ice, and I'm hoping he beats Ice because he is a toxic Puff main, and those who play Jigglypuff are clearly in denial that they're playing a bad character. So I'm definitely hoping that Rage will take the W.
Running from Sandwich.
Right. I actually didn't realize that that's what his name meant until now. Yeah, Ice. Yeah, no. Jigglypuff is bad. You know it. So yeah, Rage Will though he's kind of this underdog in this scenario against Ice for sure. Do you think that he might be a little overwhelmed maybe going in this match again?
Terribly sorry. Did you say the Rage will overwhelm Ice there? I just
Yeah.
think
Yeah. Do you think Rage Will might be overwhelmed going against him?
Well, currently, Toxic Puff main over here took the second round, and it was a very kind of up-in-your-face fight as we've seen in the earlier fight, so he definitely might be a very aggressive kind of fighter. However, I'm thinking Rage will definitely be able to hold his own. He was doing well in the first round, and of course, let's get no indication of how good they are, but I'm hoping it is because I lack the ability to judge that, so...
Better to be honest. So yeah, Ice is doing a snail war strategy. I hope that's not going to be a thing now that we're about to say, because that's I don't know who coined that first. Whoever did, take credit. But it was Ice. Go figure. Go figure. It was Ice. And there goes the bell as it runs away. Bye. Anyways, so Ice is going to crouch, and but now Ice is going to do like a nice little jump attack. Well, he wasn't jumping. And Rage Will, and then they're going to trade off some shots here. It's both pretty equal right now. And Rage Will, another equal shots here. This might go down to the wire. And as they're both going to look at that equal punch, it's equal once again. Who's going to get this last hit? And it will be Rage Will. That was. Yeah,
Chill.
So that was a very close matchup, Cobalt. As you saw, there wasn't much strategy. There was a lot of strategy involved and a lot of hitting. What did you think of that one?
I definitely think that was a very good fight.
Come on,
there.
little
I
Bucky,
just have-
do it.
What? Okay.
Are you
As I was-
okay?
As I was saying,
Okay, we're done. We're done. We're done. Ah! Calm down. I'm done.
formally requested both
I need
boxers
heals.
shut the fuck up.
Sorry. No.
Okay, I forgive you. As
Sorry,
I was saying
Fedora?
before, that's I'm the boss man now. As I was saying, definitely was a trading punches there. I want to say, and I got teleported up the ring. They were definitely trading punches there, and Rachel almost overcommitted a couple of times and traded the punch directly in himself, and took damage, of course. However, I think it was a battle of reactions in the end, and Rachel obviously won that. So I think I'm definitely going for him right now.
Maybe.
Referee in ring.
Hold up.
Crouch jump. It's not that
Fordo
hard.
likes the
Fight to
center
the
of attention. Anyway, so so now these both boxers are going to start fighting here, where we see a somewhat of a similar boxing contest, and they both get equal punches here. They both know each other very well from fighting, and now they're going to interlock. Rage Will is down a little bit. He has to get back, but Toxic
That's how
Puff
Mafia
Man, also known
works.
as Ice,
No, you.
he comes up and gets it a tie round now. This is a very close matchup, especially in this one. Cobalt, what'd you think of that one compared to the first matchup, where it was just a little bit more even? This one had a little bit more strategy. Cobalt, what'd you think of it?
I definitely think it was still the same strategy of trading punches, and however, I think definitely didn't let Rage Will get too aggressive and kind of baited out a couple of the punches, trading it in. So Rage didn't get any damage in, but Puff got to trade in the swing for that. And then you can just keep trading in, and hopefully even if you get equal punches in, you'll still come out on top because you got that one singular punch, and that you
So
safely
Bucks, just
landed.
go back to your corner.
And Rage Will is hoping to melt some ice today. Sorry, I saw someone
Bad
put ice
joke.
in it. That's what it reminded. I know, I said that multiple times before. Anyway, so Rage Will is going to dance around, and so will Ice, actually. They're both dancing around. And they are both looking a little bit on the defensive side there, as Rage Will kind of edges him closer to Ice. And now Ice is going to go right into the attack against Rage Will. Rage Will back on the defense. Now they're going to trade punches. That's what these guys like to do. And now Rage Will is going to go for an attack, and now it's dead even. It's dead even. And Ice makes
That's how
off with
Mafia works.
Yeah, that's how Mafia works, ladies and gentlemen. And Ice moves on to the next round, and Rage Will, unfortunately, did not beat the man that you didn't like, Cobalt, because he is a Jigglypuff main. But Cobalt, what did you think of that match?
I definitely think that level 35 boss with the money unusual definitely took that one, only because of his wealth and his strength. Of course, had the blue heavy boxer punched a couple of cars or shot a couple of banks, he would of course became a level 99 boss and won the fight. But sadly, he didn't think to either steal the person's girl or alternatively just shoot them to become a higher level. So he had sadly lost that one. Good job, Jigglypuff mains. You're the only one out there.
I feel like Cobalt has some experience in this, and I don't know why. So, we're going to go up against a very intriguing matchup. It's Bagel against Raid Baron. This is a very intriguing matchup. Raid Baron's is on a good streak now, and Bagel is on the exact opposite side of that. Bagel needs to get back into the thick of things. So it would be very interesting in this matchup to see how this plays out, and I'm being totally serious because this can make it or break it for both of these guys. I don't have the card in front of me for the finals. However, I think Ray Baron might be in, but I know Bagel's not. I don't have the card in front of me. I apologize. But this is going to be an interesting match for both of these guys, Cobalt. What do you think is going to happen in this match? I mean, they're both pretty even competitors. You've seen both of these boxers.
Oh my word!
Well, I think that's the loser.
Rampage.
I was gonna say, I think murder of a staff is automatic disqualification. Excellent work there. Raid Baron, you did a fantastic job. Next people to the ring, please.
Okay, Fedora corrected me. Bagel has made it to the finals. Raid Baron has not. Okay, thank you, Fedora, for that one. I didn't have the card in front of me. But yeah, so actually, Bagel was actually up on doing a lot better than what I originally thought. But still, Bagel has not, I think, went up to how his level is. But Cobalt, in this matchup, real quick, who do you think is going to take it?
I definitely think it's, I'm hoping to God, I'm genuinely praying right now that they're not going to pull a double turtle and sit with their thumbs up their asses for the next 30 minutes. You know, like Muzik and Chicken did. However, I definitely think this could be an interesting turtle match, so long as they are snapping back turtles and not common pond turtles.
Be the funny thing if this was the last tournament that crouching was enabled. And here they go. They're both at a pretty even pace here. Bagel was a little bit more on the aggressive as Ray Baron's more on the defensive, and it looks like Ray Baron's going to dodge that hit with a crouch.
What?
He dodged that hit with a crouch. That is how you use crouching as an advantage, ladies and gentlemen. That was picture perfect by Ray Baron. Can't get any better than that.
In the formal name, the famous Abraham Lincoln. Good job, kid.
I feel like this is some inside business that I'd rather be outside of. Anyway, so Egyptian Bagel's going to meet up in the ring. He doesn't want to go fight Ray Baron in that snail-like form. He wants to fight him as men. Bagel felt like he was probably maybe a little bit embarrassed by Ray Baron. And Raid Baron is cutting off the ring. This is actually a good strategy by Raid Baron against Bagel. Bagel doesn't know what he wants to do. And then Bagel's going to go after Raid Baron, and Raid Baron's going to miss a couple of those punches, and Bagel's going to go up against Raid Baron in the blue corner. And now Raid Baron's going to try to dodge that time, but if you fool Bagel once, shame on him. If you try to fool him twice, well, you ain't going to fool him twice. Bagel's just that smart. But Cobalt, that matchup was a little bit more interesting.
That was definitely an interesting fight, I'm not going to lie. When Raid Baron whipped out his sheer chattiness of being a heavy, you know, with his muscles and all, Egyptian was definitely terrified. However, he got over his fear and quickly realized that Raid Baron was just crouching in the middle of the ring and then pummeled the shit out of him. So I think excellent work, Egyptian, for breaking down the Raid Baron code. You did excellent.
I just don't get life. So Bagel is going to try to meet him in the ring, and there's no crouching business now. This is all serious. And Raid Baron's going to be in the corner now. He's going to go up against Bagel in the center of the ring now. And he's taking quick punches, and it might be working here. And Raid Baron's on an attack here, but Bagel dodged that one attack and gets spanked on his way out. And Bagel is going to move on to the next round, which is a shame because Ray Baron in the first round of that matchup was really good of how he dodged it. But nonetheless, Bagel moves on to the next round, and Ray Baron, unfortunately, is not going to qualify in the finals, I do not believe. So Cobalt, this one was a little bit of a topsy-turvy kind of matchup. How did you expect this was going to... Did you... Basically, what I'm trying to say is, what do you think of this match?
I definitely think it was a lot more memes than seriousness, especially with sitting in the middle of the ring and, you know, pulling the good old-fashioned turtle engineer. However, I feel like you definitely could have taken it a little more seriously. However, I think, you know, Bagel took it down in the end, and that's all that really matters.
Right. And it's all that really matters is the victory. They don't ask how, they ask how many or something. Maybe they do ask how, but they're just really nosy. So up next is going to be Spartan and Dos Caras. And, oh no.
They're both AFK. Oh my god.
Oh no. Dos Caras is here. And no Spartan's here. Wow! Right on cue. Ridge summoned his magical powers to make people go back to life. Thank you, Ridge.
He default danced over the ocean.
Yeah. Yeah, so,
God damn it.
yeah, so, Yeah, we're going to start with the warm-ups between these two against Spartan and Dos Cars, the last match of the first round before we get into the quarterfinals. Whoever's going to win this one goes up against Gilgood, by the way. So that would be an interesting match. But right now we're going to focus on Spartan and Dos Cars. If you guys want to do your warm-ups, you most likely can. So go right ahead with those, maybe, perhaps, kind of, maybe, please. Pretty please? Okay. Here they go. So, in this match, I mean, you've seen both Spartan and Dos Cars go, both veterans here in the league. This match is up for the taking. How do you think this match is going to... Ow. How do you think this matchup is going to be, Cobalt?
I definitely think this match will be one of many memes. We were joking about how Musique for Chicken was Crouch Fest and how the other one, the one previous to this, was very much jokes and goofs. However, I'm kind of worried. I'm worried that I'm going to die of old age because these two fucking goofballs are going to be sitting in the corner talking about sandwiches long before they pummel the shit out of each other.
Oh no, well, Spartan's a guy who likes to joke around. Dos Cars likes to just laugh along, I guess, and be funny himself. But yeah, this is what a way to finish up the first round the past couple of matches, huh? It's a very nice time. But Dos Cars is going to sit in the red corner because he can. These warm-ups are going very well. But let's just focus on Dos Cars. I mean, he's been a veteran here, as we've been mentioned before. But in this one, it's kind of important for him to get this victory. He hasn't been victorious as of late, but he's been showing a good show from him lately. What do you expect out of Dos Cars going up against a very good boxer Spot?
There we are there. I think Dos Cars, I expect him. I've seen him fight before. He's definitely a better fighter of the league, like I said before. I think Spartan is also definitely a good challenge to face. However, I'm not super certain on if Dos Cars might win. I think Spartan's memes in the end might overcome his raw ability to fight people.
Fight to the death.
We have fun. All right, so this is the last matchup of the first round, and this should be a dandy. Spartan and Dos Cars meeting up by the right near the ropes here, and Dos Cars with the aggression did not work out in his favor in that one as Spartan takes a 1-0 victory over Dos Cars. I think something that we haven't really touched on, Cobalt, is both these boxers have boxed against each other before numerous times. We have noticed, we talked about familiarity earlier in this program. How do you think it fares between these two boxers being them veterans after the first round?
I definitely think that familiarity might affect them, and again, it depends on if they still use the same strategy since they last fought, of course, how much they memorize of each other's strategy. However, if you can, of course, memorize the other person's strategy that they often use, maybe play aggressively or passively, or I think there's really only two options here. Either way, you can find out what it is, you can counter it thusly. And I think that Spartan and Dos Cars is definitely equal of match, so I think if you could figure out how their person works and you memorize it, it'll definitely help you win the
Fordo initializing those nice little yes things perfectly, and as we go on into this one, we're meeting in the middle of the ring, and just like that, a very quick one there. They were showing no strategy in that one as Spot moves on to the next round as he beats Dos Cars. I was expecting a little bit more coming from Dos Cars, Cobalt. What did you think?
I definitely, like I said, that Spartan's memes are almost overpowering Dos Cars' raw skill. I have a theory that, with the power of memes, he summons all of those that he's memeing on. Therefore, he summons the powers of everyone in the chat, everyone in the game, everyone on Steam, everyone on Steam he knows, everyone on Twitch he knows, anyone who he's memed on in the past, much like almost like a power-up, and gains the abilities of us. And therefore, that's why I'm voting for Spot 100%. Memes are the true way to power, fuck money, fuck, everything like that.
And we're getting into the quarterfinal action. First up in the matchup is Punchy Boyo in the red against Musique in the blue. Now, Cobalt, we've seen Musique and his antics earlier, and he's going up against a man that was all business in the first round name as Punchy Boyo. Do you think maybe Punchy Boyo might bring out a side of Musique that's gotten him victories in the past?
I definitely think if Musique tries to whip out memes, power up his memes in the beginning of the round, and then, because Punchy Boyo had none of that, and of course just rushes in for a kill. I feel like Musique might just, of course, drop the act and start taking very seriously. And, the playing very seriously that won him 2 tournaments and, have won him several rounds. So I feel like if Punchy doesn't quickly take the W here, he might have to struggle through a last round fight where he loses to Musique.
Yeah, I would agree with that. We've seen Musique take matches very seriously, and it'd be really cool to see that serious side from Musique. But he does what he does. As he's shaking his head no to probably my question. But Punchy Boyo, guys, if you guys want to actually do warm-ups, that'd be great. Punchy Boyo, like we said, he's a little bit more serious than Musique, at least in this tournament. So it'd be interesting to see how Punchy Boyo goes up against Musique in this one. It'd be a nice match if both these guys take things seriously. We shall see. But I guess from what you know of Musique previously, Cobalt, he definitely has the making to win this tournament, but he's going up against someone who can definitely be aggressive in Punchy Boyo. Do you think Musique? What do you think Musique's strategy could be in this matchup to get the win?
I feel like Musique doesn't need to worry too much about the matchup here. I feel like, no offense to Punchy Boyo, of course, he's definitely a good boxer. I feel like Musique could take this, though, if he very much got as sweaty as he could, lubed up and slide into his outfit and just threw down. However, I feel like he's going to pull a crouching crab and just meme the entire fight. And that's going to be his downfall on why he won't get in the finals.
So that serious Musique that we were talking about, we're probably not going to get it. Punchy Boyo is ready to fight, and Musique's just taking it at a snail's pace in this one. And Punchy Boyo going on the attack in the middle of the ring against Musique, and Musique
Oh my god.
firing out of that one. And he gets 1-0 against Punchy Boyo. I think Punchy Boyo might have missed his last hit. I'm not that sure, Cobalt. What'd you see?
Oh, sorry, I got cancer from all the memes. I definitely feel like that would almost the sense of like Musique summoning, like I mentioned, the power of the memes. Musique summoning all this, and he's still walking out. He's still crouched on the ground, taking that. The turtle won the race, but the only reason the turtle won the race was because the hair was a inappropriate word. I'm not going to say on Twitch out of respect of Fedora. Musique. Yeah, I feel like Musique could still win this with the power of memes if he just prays hard enough and holds down left mouse.
Fight to the death.
And now they're going to start off, and Musique is still crouching in the blue corner. Punchy Boyo in the center of the ring. And Punchy Boyo is just going to dance around Musique. Well, not really around, but near him at least. Musique's just going to stay in his corner. He's going to stay in his little hidey hole. And Musique's just going to crouch over back to his blue corner. He's going to look away, because that's always a smart move. I think Musique might be baiting him a little bit. Punchy Boyo close to Musique, and Musique's going to get that first hit. And Punchy Boyo might be realizing what's going on here. I'm not even that sure what's going on here, to be honest with you, but I'm just going to go with it. Musique is still crouched, hasn't stood up yet. His control button is probably going to break after this tournament. So Musique is actually almost hitting Punchy Boyo, but Punchy Boyo getting some sneaky ones in there. And now Musique is just down, still crouching, could you believe this? Making my job really easy. Punchy Boyo is still dancing around Musique. And Musique gets a punch on Punchy Boyo, and Musique makes it 2-0. Cobalt, what do you do in that situation? It's so hard.
The power of the memes. The memes.
I think it's just crouching, Cobalt.
The memes.
I think it's...
Have you ever played Counter-Strike before, Sin?
Yes.
Have you ever bought dualies crouched and crouch walked to B before? This is very much this kind of strat. It's a sense of you are so not serious that you end up killing them because they're just not expecting this level of unserious.
To the death.
As we look and see the turtle in its natural habitat. Oh wait, no, that's just Musique, sorry. So Musique is just going to watch Punchy Boyo, and Punchy Boyo is going to go right into kill. He's not playing around anymore. Punchy Boyo is not playing around anymore. Musique, and it is a jump by Punchy Boyo. Spogo is going to initiate the shot with the shotgun. Yeah, Spogo, I actually finally saw someone actually do that, so suck it. But yeah, so Spogo.
Yes!
Well, I mean, I think everybody saw that.
Right,
From the red heavy. That's a warning, that's a penalty. And yeah, if you do that again, that's a point for the opponent.
1 point given to Musique makes it 3-0 and Musique advances.
The next match is Ice against Zenith. Yeah, a lot of confusion, but hey, I was right this time. Usually I'm so wrong when it comes to that stuff. I'm so happy. Anyways, let's focus on this match, though. It's a pretty big match between Ice and Zenith. So, Cobalt, we've seen Ice go in this matchup, and, well, we actually seen both of them fight, but you've seen Ice a little bit more than Zenith. How do you see this match turning out? I mean, Ice is doing very well. Recently won the last tournament. Zenith is still trying to find his mark in this. What do you think? How do you think this match is going to turn out?
Very slow from the looks of it right now. It appears as if it's going to be another Snapping Turtle versus Snapping, possibly a King K rule main fest. I definitely feel like this is going to be... Yep. It'll be a fun one. Oh, look at that. Oh, wow. He won. Good job. Fantastic. Let's do this.
Yeah, I mean, like Fedora was gonna, I was just going to say this, Fedora. Thank you for taking my thunder. If Zenith, Gilga, and or Smug Business win their matches, they go to the NHBL finals. I was just about to bring up that Zenith, if Zenith wins this one, he gets to go to the finals, which is a very big step for him. He was in the finals last year, has taken it down a little bit this year, however. But you know, Zenith still, you know, he's a veteran boxer. He's been boxing for quite a while. I was going to say something else, but I took it. Oh, yeah, you said the King K rule. King K rule is actually like an alligator / crocodile. It's not turtle. But I do appreciate your effort in that. But more Smash Bros. References.
Fight to the death.
Right, this is going to be a pretty entertaining match. Ice is going to do the turtle, and so does Zenith. Oh, my God. All right, well, this is going to be fun.
I'm gonna kill over.
And Ridge is going to do questionable things. And Zenith is actually... Like, how do I commentate that, really? They punch each other in a crouching formation. I mean, that's all I have to say. Yeah. Ice wins that round. He's up 1-0 against Zenith. Cobalt, please help.
Look, dude, this is basically commentating paint dry right now, so I don't have much to say. They were crouching down and they punched each other a couple of times, and Zenith punched him badly, and then Puff punched him goodly, and then, you know, Zenith died, and then Zenith lost that round. So I think Toxic Puff Main won that round.
Fight to the death.
And the bell has been ringing, and
Jesus.
it's ringing in my ears. Ridge is trying.
Monty Python's Life of Brian was marketed in Sweden as the film that's so funny it was banned in Norway.
Getting some good hits off of each other. And Zenith is up in this one. No, it is tied. I'm sorry, I read the wrong thing. I was questioning myself when I said it. But they are tied in this one. It's 1-1 Cobalt. What did you think of that one? Because that was a very entertaining matchup.
That was definitely a lot better than the last match. However, it's definitely an improvement, and that's all I'll really say, because mild frustration here.
Fight to the death.
You know, if we ranked matches by entertaining matches, we'd be in a crap ton of trouble. Anyways, so the viewers at home live on Twitch are probably loving this. We are. And Zenith is actually backing up a little bit on that one. He realized he was losing that battle and decided to spaz out last moment. Don't really blame him. Ice was coming in full head of steam, per se. Cobalt, give me your thoughts, please.
That's just how Mafia works, man.
To the death.
All right, so Ice is up 2-1 with this, and it's a fun, good, jolly time here in the NHBL server.
The Turkish word for ski is kayak. Dalek is Croatian for faraway thing. Smegma is Latin for detergent.
And Ice breaks away from Zenith, and now Zenith will not be appearing in finals as of right now. Ice is moving on to the next round. Cobalt, please enlighten us with your enthusiastic analysis.
Alrighty, my big galaxy brain is coming out. What Ice did was he punched him, and you know what he did? Punched him again. That's the greatest thing that I've ever seen. Punched him a third time. You know what he did? He punched him again, and then for the final time, he thought he'd spice it up and hit him again, and then he died, and it was wild, dude.
And we're going to be moving on to the last two quarterfinal matches. But first up is Smug Business and Egyptian Bagel. Or Smug Business, also known as Mr. Dizzy, as Fight Night people might know him. But Mr. Dizzy just looks at Egyptian Bagel like, what the heck did you just try to do? So these two boxers, they know each other a little bit from Fight Night. What do you see? How do you see this match going about, Cobalt?
Yes, I think this is going. It seems like it'll be going very well. Mr. Bagel here did very, very well in the last fight. Of course, he was fighting his arch nemesis, the Crouching Heavy. We've seen on several occasions here. Dizzy was also very aggressive and didn't put up no memes. So I'm hoping that Egyptian is going to meme the shit out of this match in the honor of his ancestors, and then Dizzy will just not have any, or they could just both crouch. This seems like a fantastic match. Can we please, for the love of God, stop crouching? Can we just, like, ban this halfway through the stream, please? Please.
I think we're past the halfway point, but sure. But yeah, it gets bogus banked. So, it'll definitely be a fun match. It'll be weird if they didn't crouch at this point. I feel like they have to crouch the way this tournament's going. But yeah, Smug, Mr. Dizzy, Bagel, they both met each other a lot during fight nights and all that stuff. They know each other pretty well, I would assume. They also were in the European finals, I believe. I know Bagel was. So both of these boxers, they're pretty good boxers in their own right. But who do you think's gonna win this match? I know it's a hard question to ask, but between these two, Cobalt, what do you think?
I definitely think. Well, Egyptian is looking like he's just going to meme the match. Smug might play along with it, but I definitely think that Smug might take this out at a sheer, basically his own aggressive nature, basically. And I didn't get to see much of Bagel seriously fighting, because again, it was the crouching menace of Spottin.
The correct answer is egg. Alright, so they're going to crouch. Of course, why not?
Oh no, right, time to read some more facts. Trousers are responsible for twice as many accidents. Oh shit, we got...
Spogo, interesting
they're
fact.
actually fighting, oh my
Crouching
god!
in a dog.
And now Bagel comes up with a victory against Dizzy. He had us fooled. They had us fooled. And it's now 1-0 Bagel. Let's keep that up, ladies and gentlemen. Let's keep that where you might hear Ridge's sappy love stories.
Yes.
I feel like Rich is just going on Wikipedia and just looking up articles to spout out.
I have a book with facts in it, 1,000 of them.
You know what's great? You know what's great, Ridge? I have a device in the palm of my hands, which is not only good for viewing videos on the internet, it is also good for literally every piece of information ever known to man ever in the palm of my hands, and all I gotta do is pay $40 a month for it.
I have a book.
I have technology. I win.
Fight to the death.
Alright, so they're back down to crouching. Maybe they surprise us. I kind of wish they would. They're still crouched. And now I actually thought I was lagging out because no one else moved. I really thought I was lagging out.
To crouch,
You're gonna take
adopt a position where the knees are
switch
bent
punch.
and the upper body brought forward down, sometimes to avoid detection or to defend oneself.
Well, they're actually fighting now. And Dizzy comes out and makes it a tied game, and Spogo is going to spank the crap out of his butt. And that's
Dizzy, beat
fine.
it, Spogo.
So yeah, so it's a tied game, Cobalt. Did you? We said it might be a close matchup. Are you liking it so far?
No.
That's
Let's
fair.
try that again, Cobalt. Are you liking this match?
Apologies. I'm currently not very much in match with action happening. Also known, I can also shorten the sentence down. No.
Fight to the death.
All right, let's see if Dizzy will surrender. I mean, fight. Whoops. And they're actually not going to crouch. They're going to go right into it.
They're actually fighting this time.
Very aggressive. Bagel is still in the center of the ring, and Dizzy's going to win there. And he's going to win that one, and it's 2-1.
Dizzy never surrender.
So Bagel's actually down in this one, Cobalt. What do you think of it so far? A little bit change of pace, and we have it.
Well, I think that's it's like, dude, it's literally going from the story of Mary Poppins to storming the beaches of Juneau. It's like that was beautiful. I appreciate actually fighting this round and not crouching and becoming pacifist. That was excellent. If only we could have more fighting and less slab squatting. Shit, I just messed that up.
Funny French memes.
Fight to the death.
Thank you, Ridge. So, and
Oh
they're
my
standing
God.
still.
No,
was like
no,
pitch-
please. I
That
need
was
you.
perfect, actually. So,
I'll stare you to death.
yeah, it's not a staring contest.
Get on with it.
You might have to watch. Bogo might call a something. Now Dizzy's gonna move on, and he qualifies for the NHBL finals. Well done. Well done. So, Dizzy's going to move on into the semifinals that are going to be happening tomorrow, and Bagel is going to go to sleep. That's great. Glad he has his priorities checked. So let's go to the last match of tonight. It's going to be Gilga against Spartan. This is Gilga's opportunity to qualify for the NHBL finals. Cobalt, but he's going up against a man named Spartan. We all know how Spartan, how good he is. Blah 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 blah. How do you think this matchup is going to be for Gilga? Like, how is he going to have to prepare for this one?
Gilga definitely put up a really good fight last match, so I feel like he might just play very aggressively and try to get the punches in very quickly. Hopefully, of course, taking the match in the end. But yeah, I'm rooting for Gilga this one. I think Spartan definitely has his fair shares of W's, and perhaps he can take a big fat L this time.
So far, Cobalt, what has been your favorite match of the night for you?
Definitely the Chicken. You know, possibly like the greatest match out of the entire night, because it took that crouching joke we've had this entire game that people have abused to the point that's not even funny. However, they started that joke. There was the gag of, you know, they were only crouching, and I definitely think that was really funny. It's just not funny the fifth time, and that's why I really think it was a good choice to crouch, and then it wasn't a good choice to crouch for the rest of the game. So, excellent work, Musique and Chicken. That was a very entertaining match.
Yeah. And Fordo is actually fighting the ring ropes there, and he actually went
You're
victorious.
welcome.
So now we're going to do match warm-ups.
Thanks, Daddy.
If Gilbert decides to wake up from his nap again. He's very a sleepy guy, I've noticed. He likes to sleep a lot, which is fine. But yeah, so yeah, I mean, we've pretty much touched on most of these boxes pretty in-depthly. I guess let's talk about Spartan a little bit. We know about him. We know how good he is. Do you think maybe this is finally his tournament to win this season?
I definitely think Spot has a good chance of winning. He's usually... I bit my tongue out, by the way. Spot is usually a very good fighter and pace with everyone else, and he's usually able to, like, adjust his strategies very... Almost I'd say one of the top fighters there. But, you know, not one of the best, sadly. I gotta speak the hard truth. I definitely think he can take down Gilga if he takes it very seriously.
Yeah, for sure. And Gilga's having some problems. I think some connectivity problems, I think, as well. That ping, I think we've kind of partly forgot about, is still there. Gilga didn't like the ping earlier, but that's just where it's based, unfortunately for him. But there's a lot of your boxes from that way. We got Raid Baron. We just got a couple boxers. I know Dizzy is a very famous one. So this is the last match of the warm-ups. So I'm getting word from Fedora. Zenith ahead of Punchy Boya for NHBL Finals qualification, depending on results of this quarterfinal. So, so right now Zenith could be in the NHBL Finals. At the meantime, it all depends on the result of this quarterfinals. I don't know which way it ends up. But it'll be pretty interesting to see how this goes. So this match has a little bit more in stake than just these two boxers. So that's going to be pretty interesting.
God damn it.
Oh.
And Fordo is fighting the ring ropes again. And he's just going to...
I hear you.
Fordo lost that battle. Anyway, so we're going to get into it. And it's not going to be crouching this time. It's going to be all action. And Gilga's going to meet Spot in the middle of that ring. And Gilga's going to give it to him. Very aggressive with Gilga in that one. I thought Spot was going to take that match there, but it doesn't seem to be. Cobalt, very high octane action to end the night, and it paid off.
Indeed, Gilga gonna give it to you. Waiting for you to get it on. Gilga is going to deliver to you. Knock, knock, open up the door is real. With a rock, pop, hip hop, and stainless steel.
Jesus
Excellent work there,
Christ.
Gilga.
X gonna give it to you.
Good team.
All right, the most important victory is that Fordo actually got out of the ring. I'm sorry, I play. All right, so Spawn is going to kind of gang up on Gilga in the corner there, and Gilga could not get any offense in that one, basically. Spawn just isolating him pretty quickly in that one. It's a tie game. Looks like Spawn is not messing around against Gilga.
No, yeah, I definitely feel like Spawn's very serious in this match. Like, we want to actually win this one. I know that's crazy, right? I feel like he could definitely take it if he actually won.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt you, Cobalt, but we actually have a dispute.
We would like to dispute that the first hit didn't reg, calling A lag. The dispute is considered invalid. No signs of lag was found, or any sort of delay, for that matter.
Fight to the death.
So they're going to be fighting in the middle of the ring there, and Spawn is going to be very aggressive in that one, but Gilga is going to dodge that one punch, and that was a very crucial punch for Gilga, and he's going to be up 2-1 against Spawn. So Gilga, again, it's the ping issues for Gilga, but yet there he is beating Spawn in that round. So Cobalt, you think maybe Cobalt? Do you think that failed dispute? Do you feel like that maybe deterred him at all?
I don't think deterred Gilga. I think it was just almost not deterrent in a sense. Might discourage him, as he feels like the sense of he lost like a free hit that may have won in the round. But he definitely turned that one around and definitely showed that he can still beat him. And he's currently got a 2-1 lead, so he's in the advantage right now. So I think if he takes it home, dispute or not, he still won, and that's all that matters.
Fight to the death.
And that was a false start by Gilga. Wasn't ready for that one.
We'll start on blue side. We will call it a warning. We will redo the match.
Fight to the death.
Alright, here they go, and now an official start here. Gilga's looking to move on to the next round and into the playoffs. Here's Spawn, he's catering up into the corner, but it's not going to be that way. It is going to be a tie game now, 2-2. And now we're setting up for a big finish to end the night. Cobalt, this is an exciting match here. Anyone can take it, but how do you think this match is going to play out in the final?
I'm hoping that it's going to be incredibly aggressive. It's just going to be people throwing each other at and just trying to slug in swings. And you know what? I'm very, very excited for it. You want to know why? Because there's a distinct lack of crouching going on right now, and I'm really appreciating that. Please don't crouch me in the last round.
Once the bell dings. So, let's get all serious, though. Tiebreaker time. They're meeting right in the middle of the ring, and Gilga's going to miss those one punches as Gilga turn around, but he might come back at this. But Spawn comes with the comeback victory over Gilga as
Gilga
he beats
has
Gilga. Tiebreaker.
He's gone.
And Gilga now
I have work in 5 hours time. It's not great.
Gilga,
I have to go sleep.
Gilga, can I have a question for you for one thing though, real quick?
What's up?
Can you unmute me via local, please?
Maybe next time. I have to go sleep immediately. I'm already out of the game. Sorry, dude.
Sleepy bias, buddy.
So that was that match. A great match for that one. And Fedora has put in the final numbers here. Smug Business, also known as Mr. Dizzy, Gilga, and Zenith have all qualified for the playoffs. Very exciting times to be those boxers. Congratulations to those guys. Cobalt, this whole entire night has been exciting, but that last match was definitely the nail biter of tonight. How'd you like that match?
Definitely, like I said, a lot more interesting. Crouching was a very aggressive match, and a 2v5 or a 2-on-5 very, very much more interesting than or a 2-for-3 kind of fight. As it usually, it's a lot less high stakes if you lose one round. You can understand if like you lose one round, you've basically kind of lost the fight. However, with this kind of game, you can easily Spawn was in the behind 2-1. Had it been a 3-for-2, he would have lost kind of idea, but he still was able to take it back.
Musique and Mr. Dizzy. So, in terms of Dizzy, real quick, I want to just talk about Mr. Dizzy real quick here. Dizzy has had a bunch of successes in the past because if there's one thing which Dizzy is, he's very, very consistent. He's very much equivalent to Retro in a way, wouldn't you say, Nado? He's very consistent in the way that he does his punches.
Yeah, I couldn't personally say, but unique. has their own unique fighting style, sort of. Feel that interesting to see aspect put together. This is going to be an interesting match as well.
His last match between Musique and him was Dizzy lost against Musique from 2-3 in the quarterfinals of the Wasteful.me Backyard Brawl, which was the first tournament of the year. And likewise, he actually beat Bagel to get to Musique. So this is a repeat story for him. So as we get to our warm-ups right here, we have commentators. That's right, Musique. I'm very confused personally. Nevertheless, we have our 3 warm-up rounds here. Now, pretty much all of the analysis for this match is done. So let's just quickly hop over for a brief second towards who these guys might face, who the winner of this match might face in the final, because Botan and Ice are definitely 2 guys who shouldn't be counted out by any means. So, Nado, if either of these 2 win, well, what's the mental game here for this? Because they might face off against, the winner faces off against either the man who invented the deadliest move in heavy boxing or the reigning champion. So what's the mental game here?
Whoever wins this match is pretty much going to be up against whoever wins the second match, and whoever wins the second match is, again, known to have a reputation doing great things and being good at NHBL. So I feel like they would have to adjust with trying to learn what they do after their match. They got to study the 2 champions style people going at it and try to see what they can use. You know, you just got to analyze and hope for the best that you can find out. Use the skill you did to beat the last person to also beat this person. It's all about trying again.
One thing that I have noticed for Musique, and it's a strategy. I'll give it that. It's a strategy. It's the turtle. I'm not for this at all. Look at him go. Look at how fast he goes. You can see why it's called the turtle. Very slow, very, very sort of meme strategy. And it seems to be working for him. It seems to be working for him. So, Nado, what do you think Dizzy has got to do to overcome this? Because there is a way to win this. If you're turtle on turtle, they're both just... Oh, God. This is a sad display. All right. Oh my goodness. You see, this is why I don't like the turtle strategy. So, round number 1. Oh, Jesus.
I'm afraid not.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, Dizzy betrays the strategy, and he gets one up, and he just wins, and he congas. Nado, save me.
There's a bit of a turn, yeah.
I am very, very... Dude, Musique, I think you're going to have to switch up your strategy here. Oh, here's a question for you, Nado. Do you reckon Musique should switch up his strategy then?
No. Not at all.
Do you reckon turtling works for him?
Still so far, but maybe. Oh, there you go.
God, he's so slow. Who's going to get to the bell first? There you go. Clay got it. So round... Oh, Jesus. All right, so round number 2. Both boxers in the middle of the ring. Who's got the hardest shell? Spins around. Both of them taunting in the middle of the ring. Dizzy's ready to go, I think. He's got territorial ground. Gets first punch out on Musique. And Musique is missing every punch. And he flawlesses Musique. If this is seriously how Dizzy gets through to the final, Nado, what happened? What is happening?
Failing. Turtle's failing on him. It's I don't know. The strategy's not as foolproof as it looked at first.
Oh my God.
Oh, there you go.
Musique. There you go. Thank God. There we go. So round number 3, both of them turtling pretty fast. Gotta go quick in a certain direction. Dizzy gets up. He's ready to go. Oh no, Musique gets the first punch, but Dizzy counters. He's countered the turtle. He knows what to do. He's 3-0 up. I think Music's gotta change his strategy now. Either that
Official
or...
review of the last play.
You gotta run for your money. Ha ha ha.
Wait, I think Disco said something.
Official review of the last match.
There will be a restart of the match since it was a false start.
Alright, so... Oh my god. Round number 3 restart, and they're just in the middle of the ring. I mean, it's not making the commentary's life any easier. I mean, that's... Oh, I am already crazy. I have gone loop right now. This tournament has killed me. Oh, there you go. Dizzy, exploiting the fact that Musique is not doing anything. And it's 3-0 to Dizzy. What can you gather from that?
Music's got to stop and try something else.
Alright, so it's times like this when I both simultaneously love and despise the NHBL. Nevertheless, we're going to continue here with Dizzy in the middle of the ring. Musique trying to, I guess, go up against the back ropes. So, is this... He's just bouncing off of it right now. And Dizzy has got the punch up on Musique, and Dizzy advances in what is perhaps the most one-sided victory and most hollow victory I have ever witnessed in my entire life. Nado, what happened there? What was that? What happened?
Not sure what to say about that other than I guess the turtle doesn't work as well.
Well, there you are. Musique falls 4-0 to Dizzy. Oh gosh. Please, for the love of God, Spotton and Ice. Please. Please. Please, for the love of God, do not turtle this match. Hopefully this match will be better. It's Ice versus Spotton. Now, these two have had a 10-year history in the NHBL. Spotton, for example. Spotton has pretty much been one of the best boxers of all time in this tournament. And in all time, pretty much. So as you get these warm-ups underway, in terms of pure skill right now, Nado, who are you banking on?
I'm gonna say Ice. I feel like I have a little more experience right now at this. The overall, I feel like he has a great chance of just pulling through.
Now, if Ice turtles this match, firstly, I'm just going to say this now. If Ice turtles, I'm going to fly my way across the Atlantic Ocean to wherever he lives in Canada, and I'm going to burn all of Canada. All of it. He's gone, Scout. What is happening?
I swear that wasn't intentional.
It's...
Oh, man.
Okay, I guess. Alright. So, in terms of... Okay, so let's rewind back here. So, Ice's record thus far has had him beating Sage Will and him beating Mr. Dr. Professor Batrick, otherwise known as Zenith, to get here. And Spotton has beaten Dos Corras and Gilga. So, similar sort of skill paths to get here. But Spotton definitely has had to do with a lot more than Ice because he's been around a lot longer. So, do you reckon the Gator role and his experience with strategy, do you reckon it might play into this here? Because Ice is definitely a fresher face, considering his experience.
It's gonna be tough to say. I feel like it's gonna be a very close one. I mean, they both seem to be in a similar skill region. It's more just gonna be of who's able to try a different strategy or technique to try to get above and find a way to pretty much counter what they have. It'll be a very close one.
It will be a very close one indeed. I think this is the last warm-up round, so I'll give you one more question, Nado, because the amount of fill time we've had to fill with questions as we've been turtling is in terms of, so they're facing off against Dizzy next round instead of Musique because Musique wouldn't stop turtling. Good God. It's going to be an interesting sort of mind game here because Dizzy's no slowpoke, I have to say. So Nado, do you reckon these two are nervous for the final?
Is Dizzy nervous for the final?
I'm not entirely.
Fight to the death.
Alright, so round 1, Ice, please don't make me cry. Please. There you go, Gator roll time. Spotton gets out on the punches here. He's ahead by 1, and there you are. Spotton with the faster fists and no mucking about does pick it up, and the turtle strap doesn't work. We've pretty much established this now, so NATO, you gotta realize at this point that the turtle strat is complete and not a dog, right?
Pretty much. They're trying to bait people into it using that little like fake turtle strategy, and then suddenly jumping up and springing and getting a few easy hits in. That's pretty much what's been happening here, and now it's a lot more interesting from here.
So, round number 2, Spartan wasting no time to get into the center of the ring while Ice was turtling. Both of them now trying to see if they can mark out each other. Ice actually just get up. Whoa! That was weird. Ice getting the punch out, and Spartan is missing these punches. He's missing all of these punches. Wow. So many airs, and I don't know if that was hit reg or whatever, but he does seem to be missing a lot of these punches, Nado.
That was a bit weird. Those are like some of those. It was looking a little weird. They kind of with those. Not sure. I didn't see that many crouches though that time around. To be fair, I don't think I saw one crouch, so it was a bit of a straightforward, straightforward round.
Here we go. Round number 3. Spartan, again wasting no time, not being thrown off by Ice's straps, but he does get a first lightning quick punch in, but Ice throws the punches at the air a little bit more, but Spartan does throw the punches at the air, it's tight, and Spartan wins it. A lot of beef, I think that was like a total of 4 beefs there. That's a lot of beef, a lot of protein. But these guys are not really getting these hits consistent, are they, Nico?
No, I mean, he got the advantage there. He got the early punch. He pretty much had the upper hand, but he whiffed a lot of those hits, and that pretty much caused him the match. They got to get more accurate, more consistent, and try to focus on finally getting those large hits of damage, or else it's going to be very rough.
There we are, the Puff Main himself, Ice. And Spartan immediately coming out right out of the gate, but he does miss one of those punches, and Ice punishes dearly. Unlike Puff players, you can't punish. Ha ha, Ice, I made fun of you online. So yeah, in terms of what happened to Spartan there, Nado, I don't think he hit those punches.
That's a theme right now. It's that they're missing some of those hits that are very important. That was pretty much just a really quick element of surprise, throw at each other, and it was quick, and they just need to hit those punches to be able to counter, else it's going to be a tough time.
I haven't done math in a year. Now here we go, Spartan. Oh, the brain level plays here from Spartan. Yeah, we rang the bell. Go, go, go. Punch you. No, it's fine. But look, like Ice is in the middle of the ring, Spartan. He's waiting for you to come to him, so you can start if you want. There we go. So there we go. Both of them coming out, and oh, Ice, quick whips there, but both of them missing their punches pretty wildly, and Ice takes the lead once again for Jigglypuff Clan. I'm personally not on board the Jigglypuff train, but nevertheless, Ice 3-2 on the Spartan. So if Spartan wants to call a dispute there, he can, but otherwise,
yeah, that one did feel a little dirty.
Oh, well, I might have egged him on. I don't know. He didn't hear the bell.
We've seen the dispute, and we've determined that we will be doing a redo of the round.
This has taken a really interesting turn. Both of them now not wanting to screw about in any way. Both of them really tentative to get back on here. Spartan with the first punch. Gator roll. Misses the punch. Oh, it doesn't matter though. The lead has been brought back, and Spartan's. I guess Spartan's missing there kind of cost him there. He has to get these hits down later.
Pretty much the biggest killer right now is accuracy, and they need to really work on that because they have the technique down. Nobody's crouching that much either. They have to start using those elements and working together just to be able to get some sort of advantage.
So match point for Ice. God damn it, Spartan. Match point for Ice. Spartan does ring out that first punch. Can he land these punches consistently enough? No, he can't. Ice picks up the victory 4-2. Even with the Spartan being aided by the dispute, still wins. So, Nado, kind of the score you predicted there, kind of?
Kind of. I thought it'd be a little more closer. I mean, I'm shocked that it wasn't like neck and neck to the very end. It was a good match, and it was pretty balanced most of the time.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the grand final. Well, welcome back, I should say, to the grand final of possibly one of the weirdest tournaments I've ever have to oversee and commentate over. No, guys, please, I'm going to cut this ring post down. I'm going to burn the whole place. If you turtle, please. Anyway, so let's get into the first sort of point here, which is that if Dizzy wins this, Nado, he'll become the second EU boxer. I don't know if in tournament, in season history, or in NHBL history. Nevertheless, he's going to be if he's going to be the second EU person ever to win. I don't know who won the first time. I think it must have been either Viking 34. There you go, Viking 34. So there's a lot riding on Dizzy's shoulders here.
Yeah, this is gonna be it'd be monumental for him. I feel like this is gonna be a very weird match. He has to adjust because his first match earlier tonight, he faced kind of a meme with the whole turtling thing. So he's gonna have to actually kind of get into the groove right now because he pretty much wasn't against any groove last match. This is gonna be a tough one, but it's gonna be close as well. So it's gonna be interesting.
It's gonna be a really close one. I'm personally rooting for Dizzy in this match because he is my favorite European boy right now, except for Spogo. He's pretty cool. But nevertheless, our final warm-up round here, I'm going to go. Oh, it's a tough one to pick a winner here, or at least sort of predict a winner. But I'm going to go with Ice. As much as Dizzy is a really, really good boxer in his own right, and he can take down American guys on American soil any day, all day long, Ice has just got the skill required to be a really good guy, and he has shown that multiple times that he is the best because he beat Retro in the grand finals to take season 7. So there you are. Gosh darn it. So here we go, and they're both turtling. Please. I have a job to do, guys. Come on. Me and Naylor have to discuss this match. There we go. Ice coming out pretty strong, and both of them on pretty darn equal punches. Dizzy trying to do a raid Baron and dodge, but nevertheless, Ice sees right through it. Both of them pretty equal right now. And both of them trying to do the crouches actually as it's supposed to be, NATO.
Well, at first they weren't. You know, it's the battle of the memes pretty much right now. But I think this is going to be a tough one. That was really tough to the last amount of health, and I feel it's going to be even tougher. So I'm really interested to see what's happening. What's going to happen.
Get it? Because Spogo is French. Round number 2, and Dizzy opting to camp out because, you know, camping is a very, very good strategy in war
Surrender
games.
your French.
Here we go. Ice misses his air, punches the air, and both of them pretty equal right now in terms of punches. Oh my goodness! Oh,
hey.
Ice misses.
You're supposed to surrender your French.
Dizzy,
I am Franco-Swiss.
Simmer down, quiet down.
Dizzy gets that point because of Ice's inability to hit the target. Nader.
Yeah. It seems so. A bit of a miss there, and that kind of cost him that round. Again, it's going to be these little minor details like that that's going to pretty much decide. Unless they change up a strategy that crushes them, it's going to be pretty much who makes the mistake first and who can capitalize on that mistake.
Round number 3. Both of them choosing not to mess around, or at least I think so. Dizzy with the immediate aggression and punches the air. He's going to have to really think hard here. Does miss the punch. Ice misses the punch, but it doesn't really matter. He is bullying the Franco-Swiss guy right now. And he just walks up and cleans him up. There you go. And oh my god. He just decks the referee in the face. There you are. So Ice 2-1 up Nado, and it's these missing punches again.
Yeah, this is looking very strange. It's those little mistakes that are just being brought out now. Those little misses are gonna really just start adding up, and it's gonna be a deciding factor in this.
Get it? Because he's French. Round number 4. Dizzy with immediate aggression to Ice, who chooses to back into the corner. Ice not wanting to really move, trying to bait him out with a turtle, and he does. Ooh, but Dizzy lands the blow, but he misses the second. He doesn't capitalize off of it, and Ice charges forward and brings the score up to 3-1 to Ice. I mean, it's either the crouch is getting to them, Nado, or the fact that they're just not hitting these punches. You gotta hit the punches.
Yeah, it's looking weird. Pretty much he crouched and had an opportunity but couldn't hit that punch. So I guess it does crouching even messes up how you're gonna punch. So you gotta be able to adjust. You gotta hit those. They gotta hit those.
3-1 to Ice to 2 to 3-1 right now. We gotta hit those, and Ice is just. Is this Sniper Elite 3, or are we boxing here? There we go. Dizzy hits the punch out, and Ice is down a little bit, but Dizzy gets the reach of a god, and it's bringing the score ever closer. It's 3-2 to Ice, to Dizzy. Nado.
Ridge words.
I can word. Nado, you saw there just how good it is to hit someone.
Yeah, he pretty much crouched and reached his extended arm all the way over and knocked him right out. That was a pretty good job there. Again, it's close. This is so close. I'm not even sure how to predict what's gonna happen next. So it's gonna be very interesting.
Smells more like disembodied head. Dizzy immediately into the center, taking the dominant. He's the dominant male, and here we go. Both of them punching. Ice misses a punch, but so does Dizzy. But he meets him halfway, and the health couldn't be on Ice's side. Dizzy takes it and equals it at 3-3, Nado.
Those mistakes, man. That's all it is. One little missed punch and it could destroy a whole round. I mean, this is gonna be. It's so close that it's hard to predict because they're at like the last amount of health. So it's gonna be tough and it's gonna be very interesting.
Pretty strange translations of yes there. Dizzy immediately out into the center of the ring again, and both of them meet halfway. Dizzy trying to knock off Ice's momentum with these weird crouches, but Ice gets the swing advantage, and he wins that round 4-3, back in the lead again, only by 1. It's, as you said, it was close, Nate, though. It is really close indeed.
Yeah, it's gonna be exciting to see. Pretty much he stopped there, kind of stopped his momentum. He wasn't able to counter like last time, so that kind of was the mistake there. So let's just see if he's able to correct himself and pretty much find a way to get some victory.
Don't test the Spogo. Round number 8. Ice punches the air really rather hard, but Dizzy doesn't capitalize, and both of them are on pretty much equal health right now. But Ice punches the air. Oh, and Dizzy countered really well, and he gets the 4-4. Ridiculously close, isn't it, Nato? This is actually the final I've always wanted to see ever in my entire life.
Come down to the wire. The big bad villain Ice against the underdog. Smug, man. It's gonna be really close.
This is a 4-4 tiebreaker. Dizzy and Ice meeting in the center, with Dizzy with the range of a god. What was that? He's a Stretch Armstrong. He is Dizzy. However, Dizzy doesn't hit the shots right. He does get a massively good swing. We did see that, but it's 5-4 as Dizzy kind of. I don't know if it was Ping that did that, but nevertheless, he kind of lagged behind and didn't get those reactions timed down.
Again, those misses, man, they're so punishing each round. Each little miss of swing, it's gonna cost you a lot.
It is now match point towards Ice. Dizzy in the center of the ring. Ice with the swing advantage. Dizzy needs to get out of that situation fast, but he doesn't. Ice. The
Diggity pop.
That was a good one. Guess Wario's gonna win next time.
Main. Ice the Puff Main puts away Dizzy, who with an absolutely solid performance, I have to say. Congratulations to Dizzy for being such a competitive guy and having
look at my muscles.
To the end. Look at those muscles. Nevertheless, we have a winner here, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm not a good sport, so Clay.
Ice coming back strong with his second tournament win of the season, tying Mizi's current record of 2 as well this season. Nado, what a match, honestly. What a match.
That was an exciting match. It's again, it was very hard to tell who was going to win that one, but it built up. The mistakes just kind of built up, and then it was still close. Both had their moments.